Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
Legends Only.
My name is T. Kyle.
And I'm Bradley.
And this is your weekly pop culture podcast where we talk about
Legends Only.
And oh, the legends have arrived this week.
By plane.
And digital downloads.
She's currently parked on your roof right now.
I wish.
Need a Dunkin'?
Get me out of here. I know, I'm going to take a private jet to my Dunkin' Donuts later.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Hell's
of our
Kitchen runs on Dunkin'.
Some of our most beloved pop princesses do. But more on that later.
Yes, we have a lot to discuss.
We sure do.
Today.
A lot of jail.
A lot of eras.
Yes, a lot of eras.
But before we get into this week, as always, we would like to thank all of our supporters over on patreon.com/legends only. Thank you for supporting this podcast. There's a handful of bonus episodes from July. There's a road trip. There's after shows. There is a video of me high out of my mind listening to Renaissance for the first time that I posted the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, you were actually peer pressured into that.
I was.
Thank you to everyone who joined. Well, thank you, question mark, to everyone who joined us in the live chat. Our most deranged to date.
Honestly, yeah. If you are in the icon tier, we do this thing monthly called a live chat where we chat with everyone live. And this month's was, well, last month, whatever, LC14
took a turn.
Was so entertaining.
It turned into the pop crave at replies.
It literally was a Stan Twitter war.
Is Taylor genuinely America's greatest living white woman performer?
What?
Who said that?
Mute him.
Who said that?
Crispy said that. Crispy said Taylor isn't Taylor America's greatest living. I don't know, but like who else?
What?
I mean,
Nikki is dropping Freaky Girl August 12th.
I mean, who still cares about Nikki? Like,
oh wow, you're looking to get dragged tonight.
I know. Taylor, she just does not pick like the most representative.
Did you just call her a snot pig?
She does not.
Pick Taylor, girl.
Does not. Oh my god! I thought you just called her a snot pig. I was like, oh. Snot pig.
Never started. We've been new. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a journey, but it was very entertaining.
It certainly was.
Yeah, so if you're in the icon tier, you can listen to that 2-hour debacle over on Patreon.
Yeah.
Well, some Taylor Swift stans were terrorizing our live chat, and Madonna has been terrorizing our neighborhood.
She sure has.
I actually kind of liked this, even though it was unhinged.
Yeah, when isn't it these days? Yes, Madonna, Queen of Pop, went out and about, probably at 4 a.m, looking around the city, captioning an Instagram, location scouting, ... And then she wrote a little love letter to New York City, and she included a shout out to the rats.
She really did.
She's a listener of the pod.
Mm-hmm.
She absolutely is. She stepped out on what looks like, well, she's in front of Radio City, but she also stopped by Stonewall to throw the first brick and to lock me out from being able to see her Pride performance.
Actually.
Literally. She is kneeling in the street. It actually looks like right by my apartment at one of the photos. So she is stalking. I will be putting in a restraining order request. Or maybe it's just payback for me stalking her in the month of June. Who knows?
It is.
But yeah, she's out and about. Can you just imagine you're minding your business on your midnight stroll, doing whatever it is you just did, and you just see her causing chaos in the middle of the street?
I would lose my mind.
I don't even know what I would do.
I would just scream Queen of Pop.
I would yell, get off the road.
Yeah.
Get out of the road.
Release the Avicii version of Rebel Heart, bitch. Queen of Pop.
Yeah, definitely some bullying is what I would do.
Confessions too. When? How do you feel about Nikki? What about Nikki? That's a Stan Twitter joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout. She might be coming to a street near you. And most recently, unfortunately, she posted with a bag that says Thief, a deep cut reference for any stan who may know Thief of Hearts erotica. She might not even know that reference.
I was going to say, I don't get it.
Anyway, she posted a Ask Me Anything request on her Instagram story, and I just said, oh, no.
You're like, no,
Oh,
actually,
no.
we're good. The less we know, the better. I'm kidding.
So watch out for that. And just watch out for her on the street as well. Speaking of watching out.
Yeah, duck ladies. Katherine Hudson, also known as Katy Perry, was hurling pizzas at people in a nightclub in Las Vegas.
Yes, specifically, thank you to Info Katy Perry Brazil. Of course, it's Info Katy Perry Brazil.
Please retweet.
Please retweet. Katy Perry yesterday, July 30th, at Zouk nightclub, distributing.
Distributing is a funny word.
Distributing is a word. Handing out pieces of pizza to the audience at the Zouk nightclub yesterday after
Not sponsored.
the Resorts World Play performance.
Also not sponsored.
No, we have not been paid out to fly over and see Play, but this is a video that I think will make the rounds for some time. Here
The
you
replies
have.
under this are incredible.
I'm living for the memes that it's generated.
By the way, if you have not seen this, we will
Yes.
post it on our Instagram.
It'll be the main video, I think.
And check our Twitter. We always, every single week, try to populate everything that we talk about so you can see it.
Yeah.
Because she's not handing slices of pizza out.
No.
She's throwing
Tossing
them.
Throwing them at front row. It's also, as somebody pointed out, it's filmed like The Office, where it goes to somebody's disappointed face and then it goes back to her throwing another one at somebody else's face. Everyone's face in this video is golden. She's just merrily bopping her head around, loving the beats, tossing hot, oily cheese pizza into the crowd of dudes. It also looks like bros. Like, this doesn't look like an F-word establishment by any means. So she's just flinging pizzas at them.
It's something. But my favorite part is all the replies underneath.
Bon appetit, bitch.
Marie Antoinette throwing brioches to the masses, 1793. When you literally serve. Her revenge on the general public for letting her flop the last 10 years.
Yeah, this is Smile Rebellion. All I know is that it's too bad Enigma's not happening right now because the pizza rats would be flocking to this nightclub. Done taking off her bad wig from Enigma and running over for a little late night snack.
That was a bad wig.
Oh, the Enigma
Why'd you have to
wig?
bring that up?
Nightmare. Nightmare fuel.
Not as bad as some of the Yelp reviews at Joanne's. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I made that up.
It did kind
Don't
of look
sue
like
me
a
for
pizza
defamation.
slice. It had like a... Anyway. So be on the lookout. If you're in Las Vegas, just watch out for hot, oily cheese pepperoni flying by your face, which
Someone
probably
said-
isn't even the worst thing that'll be flying into your face when you're in Vegas.
Literally. All I can think of is the sauce in my hair and my outfit. Party done. She is so mother.
We're lucky that Griff wasn't there. What if he got that on his Louis?
Last night, I was at the Katy Perry
Katy
concert.
Perry flung pizza
She
in my face.
Hit me in the fucking face.
Oil burn vibes.
It was literally so iconic. We love.
We love. Oh, well, some would say that was a wasteful activity.
It was, honestly.
But luckily, it landed in a week where...
Oh, landed? Where did it land? 20 minutes away?
About 15 minutes away. A quick 3-minute hop, skip, and a jump if you're on a private jet. Because this week, we had carbon emissions.
Mm.
1989 isn't just the name of an album, but the amount of years she shaves off every time she takes flight from our
I don't
lives.
know about you, but I'm wasting CO2. No. Oh, what else does she sing? No, I'm kidding.
Red is
Not very clean.
not very clean.
No.
Mm-mm.
Burn it off. Yes, everyone. We are discussing Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift,
Allegedly.
our number one CO2 emitter. You know what? She is committed to being number one in every chart,
Honestly.
on every list.
Yeah.
And this is no exception. According to a
Stan tweet.
well,
Did this ever
this is a
get
real
debunked,
thing.
or
Yes,
is this
this
real?
is real.
Okay, this is real. Allegedly.
Allegedly
for,
real.
What is it that the YouTubers say before they do like spill the tea? They're like
Entertainment purposes
only. We're joking. This
Legend
is like not
only.
serious.
Yeah.
Don't sue me.
Well, according to a report featured on the tab, Taylor's CO2 emissions were 8,000 tons, taking the number one spot. She's created
that's heavy.
more carbon emission than other celebrities at 8,293 tons, racking up a total of 170 flights on her private jet since January, 22,000 minutes in the air, or 15.9 days. Taylor's average flight time is 80 minutes, with an average of 139 miles per flight. Now, faster than the speed of light, the devil works hard, but publicist Tree Payne works harder, because Miss Tree Payne issued a statement immediately after. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, with an explanation.
I could not tell from the Stan tweets what was real and what was a joke anymore.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually is fair. Also, shout out to Dan Diodario on Twitter, who tweeted the irony of having a publicist named Tree Payne.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. They're literally in pain right now. Oh no.
Oh, it's too good.
I hope that she posts a
He
selfie
tweeted-
of like planting a flower, like a tree.
He tweeted, "It is just really funny that the publicist who likely said that Taylor is not destroying the environment is named Tree Payne. The call is coming from inside the Overstory." Anyway, so Taylor's publicist replied and said, "Taylor's jet is loaned out regularly to other individuals. To attribute most or all of these trips to her is blatantly incorrect."
Okay, so I saw a Stan tweet that said something along the lines of like her doing charity work by lending her plane out to others, and I thought it was a joke, but
Basically, I mean, I'm assuming from this that business people, celebrities, what have you, take out this plane also. So it racks up the miles, but it's
Got
not
it.
her personally. However, Stan Twitter has run away with the idea that it is her personally, taking every one of these flights. And this has produced some of the finest memes around of Taylor going to the grocery store.
it's so good.
Taylor's
cameo in Lady Gaga's "Hold My Hand" video when Gaga's on the piano, you just go, vroom, and a plane just like flies across.
the woman like holding the briefcase and like night in a gown, and it's like flying by. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, her pollution era.
Pollution, Taylor's version.
My personal favorite tweet out of all of it, which is very relatable. So as this was all starting, a stan tweeted, "I thought y'all wanted to die, and when Taylor's helping, suddenly it's a problem."
She's got a point.
So if you're in Vegas, add it to the list. Watch out for flying pizzas and flying pop stars, because they're both here wasting,
They're both ruining the planet.
ruining the planet. And
There's one Stan tweet underneath that just says, "I don't care, just let me know when she's releasing Speak Now Taylor's version."
She better come up with something quick.
I hope she takes a selfie sitting in the pilot.
Oh, me too.
Chair,
The thing is, I
seat,
want her to
whatever it
double
is.
down.
Mhm.
Me too. Also, it's so funny, and also 95% of this is laughing about it. No one's actually mad, to clarify.
Well, some people are, but like, you know.
Yeah. But like Stan Twitter, for the most part, is just laughing.
It's comical.
Yeah. Well, having a private plane, you rack up quite a few expenses. And
you do.
We are going to hope that she has a good accountant. Because not all of our faves do.
They do not.
No, in a shocking turn of events, Shakira's ongoing legal battle with the country of Spain has taken a turn, and prosecutors are now going for 8 years in jail for her tax evasion from the years 2012 to 2014. It's disputed whether or not she lived in the country and had to pay taxes. And now they're coming for her. They want to put her in jail.
Hasn't this been going on for
years?
Yes.
Thank you to the now suspended account Hunty-chan on Twitter for tweeting how I legitimately feel about this issue. They wrote, "I don't care that Shakira didn't pay her taxes. Jeff Bezos doesn't either, and he didn't even release She-Wolf."
Literally.
But literally, I'm so tired of seeing these old men get away with paying nothing in taxes. Don't put away Shakira. Please.
I don't get it.
Not when she's done Ojos Así. Not like this. Where are all the men in this town to pay her taxes for her?
How much is it?
It's a lot.
Like how much?
Shakira is charged with failing to pay the Spanish government $15 million in taxes. Prosecutors are seeking a fine of $24 million.
What?
A trial date has not yet been set. Her publicists say she's always cooperated and abided by the law, demonstrating impeccable conduct as an individual and a taxpayer. Prosecutors said that they would be pursuing 8 years and 2 months in prison if she's convicted.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. There are a lot of these assholes who haven't paid a dime.
Yeah. It's way worse scammers out there.
Way worse.
Hopefully they'll just settle out.
I hope so. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But a trial date has not been set yet. This is seemingly going to drag out for a while.
Well, speaking of waiting and seeing,
yeah,
we have another fave entering into a new era.
Oh, yes.
Britney's Scholastic Goosebumps era incoming.
Author era.
Allegedly, according to reports, her book is done. It's just delayed because there's no trees to make paper.
Because they've all been killed from the carbon emissions from Taylor's plane.
Literally. It's all connected.
It's all connected. First of all, the immediate response to this that I saw was people being like, going into the redwood forest, like, and it's people holding axes. People are now volunteering to single-handedly go into a forest near them and chop down some wood to make sure that her book gets printed. Now, I guess I'm kind of just, as a blogger boy, I'm just like, well, then just put it out digitally for now.
Exactly.
You know?
Or do a pre-order of people who want the actual physical copy to see how many you actually need to make.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, do an ebook, an audiobook. Paper shortage. Sounds bad. Sounds like we shouldn't be contributing more to the damage of this planet.
Yeah, I feel like
it could be an email.
It literally could be.
Everyone's been doing ebooks these days.
I mean, that's how I read Mariah's book.
Yeah. And obviously I would live if she did the audiobook herself. Like, that would be the ultimate. But
has there been any news from, what is it, Simon & Schuster?
No, just that this new report that it's allegedly done.
Just a book.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, I don't think we know anything about like versions of it. But yes, the long-awaited book is allegedly done. And now we're just waiting to chop down some trees.
Yeah.
They don't grow like they used to. Makes me think of her Rolling Stones shoot in the forest.
Ooh, slay.
She has an axe behind her back. Well.
Oh, my Circus Tour Funko arrived.
Oh.
Also ruining the planet.
I was going to say, that
plastic.
probably could have been a book.
could have just taken the picture. But it did arrive, and I did get the good one.
Okay, what's the bad one?
In my opinion,
Uh-oh.
the one with the hat is ugly.
Okay.
Because she did that once. Like,
Right.
that is not circus tour. Like, that is one night.
Yep.
I got the one with, like, the ringleader cape, jacket.
Oh,
Not cape, but, like, tail, coat tail.
Is it the same look, but just one has a hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you didn't know
Oh.
which one you would get.
Oh.
So I was nervous, but I got the good one.
That's a gamble.
Yeah.
Paid off.
And the Oops one
Yeah.
shipped, and it came in that gigantic vinyl box.
Oh, right. The large
Ugly.
one. Oh, ugly?
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't match the other ones. Like, see, I have those 3.
Yeah.
The circus tour one's over there. I haven't put her in a protective case yet.
Right. Over a protected case.
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Just adding to the collection.
Yes. Adding to the deforestation and
Rooting
rise in the
oceans.
global temperature index. And yeah, we're sipping our paper straws watching Taylor Swift and Kylie Jenner fly across the sky to get their Starbucks.
Yep. I'm drinking out of a plastic bottle right now. I'm really good at recycling, though. So
I was hearing some like horrifying facts about how long it takes plastic to like disintegrate or whatever. Like basically,
I don't think it ever does.
It takes like 450 years or something for a credit card to like,
Wow.
return to the land or whatever. I believe that's correct.
Didn't they invent bacteria that eats plastic?
Oh, did they?
I think so.
Oh, bon appetit.
I swear I saw that in like a YouTube video.
Wait, now I'm curious.
I think that's real.
Plastic. How long does it take to biodegrade? 450 years. Plastic bottles take up to 450 years to decompose in a landfill.
Well, that's why I recycle mine. So,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Anyway. Well, Brittany's in her author era.
Era.
On the subject of reading
And her
things-
Tiny Dancer era.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think Leah will be reading this book, but
Oh, no.
she did get read by Jamie Lee Curtis.
For filth by the
Podcast.
Halloween queen herself. Yeah, it was so out of left field too. It was severe.
It's swift, if you will.
Cutting.
I believe this is from October.
Okay.
I was trying to dig. It is Jamie Lee Curtis's podcast, and she had on Leah Michelle and Jonathan Groff.
And was the show nominated also?
We won 8 Tony Awards.
Yes, you did. But you didn't, Leah.
Nope.
She ended her, cleared.
Cleared. Yes, the two starred in Scream Queens together, so likely it was all in good fun. However, given the resurgence of everything, Funny Girl, and all of the backlash and receipts and people coming out against her post Glee, this has taken on new life on the internet, specifically on TikTok.
It's all over again.
Yes. Danny Pellegrino also tweeted it out, and it now has like 20,000 likes on Twitter, so that probably helped too.
Oh, yeah. And the clip has, I think, like 1.4 million plays as of recording.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you didn't, Leah.
But you didn't. It's very
Back to the Billboard Hot 100 #1 song, which you just performed, which is difficult to get. Not everybody has that.
Same energy.
Yeah.
When does that start with Leah Michelle on it? Funny Girl?
I believe in the next month or so. By September, I want to say. Because I did watch the video of Beanie having her final performance.
Oh.
Might float up on your For You page. It was the entire clip of the last moment of the show and a standing ovation, and the cast comes out and they like shove her in front of the stage 3 times to take another bow, and she's crying and is very emotional. I imagine that means a lot more to theater gaze, but
yeah,
it was still very compelling to watch. I was just like, oh wow, I wonder what she's thinking. I wonder
why
what
are
the
they
cast
filming in
is
the
thinking.
theater? It's not illegal.
Why are they filming? Yeah, they should go to jail.
Yeah.
Why don't they go to jail
Swap them
instead of
with
Shakira?
Yeah.
People who record Beanie Feldstein and there was somebody else that they were. Oh, Patti LuPone.
Mm-hmm.
Jail instead of Shakira. There should be some sort of prisoner switch that we do. We get Shakira.
Just call the UN.
You get theater recorders.
Oh. Well, I will definitely have to look for that on my FYP now.
Yeah,
I feel like it will populate because
Yeah.
anything I talk about pops up.
Yeah, we sort of manifest, but also the FBI agent in our phones is like,
Yeah.
oh, let me look that one up.
It's reading our doc right now, and it's like,
Oh, let me cue that up.
Homosexual. Some point. Homosexual. 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 Damn, homosexual. Homosexual.
the FBI agent's reading my phone.
For sure. It also exposes you. Like, the For You page always shows me anything you've ever commented on.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll get a
I'm
random...
trying to comment more now.
Yeah, but I'll get a video and I'll be like, oh, that's an interesting, like, random video. And then I go to the comments and yours the first comment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Commenting me,
Yeah,
same,
it exposes.
relatable.
Uh-huh.
You can also repost now.
Yes, that's true.
Which is kind of the same thing
Right.
as you getting something that I commented on.
Right.
But
Right. Speaking of TikTok, I think it's time we have a little bit of a
TikTok talk.
You know who's ticking on the talk right now when she...
I think sometimes we focus so much on a singular icon, someone like me.
She's a TikTok girl. She's a Mua. Lady Gaga's Mua era. That boy is a Mua. That boy is a Mua. Mua.
Don't give her ideas, to be honest. That's a little too close to home.
Yes, our Stephanie Geramato.
She's on TikTok.
With a new song.
A tease of LG7.
I hope not.
I can't say anything anymore because I feel like we manifest terrible things. So let's hope not. Yes, she is showing off her house labs, cosmetics, goods, and singing a little song about baking. Insert audio.
Everybody's baking, baking, baking. Everybody's baking, baking pies. I'ma keep on baking, baking, baking. I'ma keep on baking, lips, cheeks, eyes. Yummy.
And not baking like chigs.
No,
Baking
certainly not like Chigs.
like,
Applying
I don't really
to the
understand
face.
it.
It's like setting it. You set it and forget it.
Yeah, just a bunch of powder.
Yeah.
Slay.
Cake like Lady Gaga, as one would say. Anyway, she was in the comment section of our dear sweet Michaela. If you don't know Michaela, she's a Mua. She's a Mua from Boston.
Yep.
And she is quite popular. She did that viral clip with Rihanna asking about the album.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just minded her own business this time. And who do we have but Stephanie all creeping in her comments, trying to promote her makeup.
Hey.
And Michaela was like, oh, I'll have to try that.
Okay, sweetie.
Yeah. Shouldn't you be on the stage performing 1,000 Doves studio version?
I love Michaela. I find her
She's
very
great.
entertaining.
She's entertaining. She's smart. She's good at applying the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Glitter.
She's very real. She's a real
Shadow.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking bake.
So yeah, Gaga is creeping into the scene. So beware in your comment section. She might be creeping there.
I feel like Michaela's going to do a Chromatica ball lip now.
Yeah, she was just bullied into it.
And I hope they give her money to do it.
That's true. Yeah, they should send her a PR box and make her do it for millions of dollars.
She does all the other ones. I feel like
Yeah.
she probably would.
For sure. One queen on TikTok is facing backlash for the dumbest reason. But isn't that just the point of being on TikTok, really?
Yeah, that's the internet in a nutshell.
Jojo Siwa, Bow Queen, Queen of Bows, Queen of Claire Bows.
Dance Moms, Underdog.
Yep. Who also ran into Abby Miller.
Oh.
Recently. And used her sound clip audio for the interaction.
Which sound was it?
It was like,
we walk into the gay club and who do I see? Abby Lee Miller. Did she use that one?
I believe it's that.
That would be funny. Who do I see?
She was confronted. It's this one, actually. It's not that. She was going to the premiere of High School Musical, the musical, the series, And who was there but
Wait,
Abby Lee
what?
Miller?
Did I just short circuit, or did you just say High School Musical, the musical?
The series.
Is that really what it's called?
It's really what it's called.
High School Musical, the musical, a musical about high school.
The series.
The series.
Yeah. They think they're being cute with it, but it's really just annoying.
I mean,
Take
hey,
that.
Stick with me now.
Yeah, take that, Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, Olivia.
I know you came up with that, Olivia. I know it's you. So I guess JoJo at some point here said that she didn't like the word lesbian, but just like phonetically. Like literally she didn't like the sound of it. So she had to respond.
So like how some people don't like moist.
Moist, right.
Got it.
Right. So she responded with a video where she had to clarify it's not a bad word, it's not a slur, and it's especially not a word I am ashamed or saying that I am ashamed of saying or ashamed of identifying as. She just doesn't like it phonetically.
No.
I'm trying to think.
I think words are funny. So
words are useless, especially sentences. How can I explain how I feel?
Someone commented on this and said, "Why are we canceling Pink?" That's so bad.
So bad.
And then also said, "How does this affect Nikki?"
I'm obsessed with that specific comment, which comes in on every Pop Crave tweet. How does this affect Nikki?
Every single Pop Crave tweet.
Yeah, let JoJo like and dislike whatever words she wants.
Oh my god, this one's really bad.
What is it? That was just Mickey Mouse just jumped up.
No, ew, I'm never laughing again. Someone said, "Y'all canceling JoJo, but not Ariana, who changes races every 2 to 5 business days." And then someone replied to them and said, "How do you even know what a business day is if you're jobless?" Then they said, "Queen, unlike Olivia."
Oh my god, the Pop Crave comments are a war zone. There's this one account on
She's
TikTok
over.
that just reads them aloud.
Okay, but when is her album? Oh.
Don't go anywhere near those unless you want to be attacked within the inch of your life.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
JoJo
Siwa.
Just say words. Just
If
say
you're
gay.
looking
She
for a
just
good
likes
show,
gay.
Check out old seasons of Dance Moms.
Oh, yeah.
Classics.
Classic cinema. Speaking
Get
of
your finger out of my face. You would eat me, you bitch. So I could literally monologue Dance Moms. That'll be my live tour. T. Kyle, the musical series.
honestly,
Yeah. Where I just monologue iconic scenes.
and I'll just do the opening performing Obsessed and then get off the stage.
What about Kendall?
Well, speaking of stars of the screen and stage, our beloved Julia Fox is out here on TikTok with a mashup that I didn't see coming, a collab
neither.
of two queens.
Mm-hmm.
Julia Fox.
Legends only, everyone.
Legends only. And Miss Texas Bee Works herself, the queen bee of TikTok.
Another day saving the bees.
Another day of saving the bees.
What's her name? Texas Bee Works.
Professional beekeeper, saving bees. Erica Thompson.
Remember when they tried to cancel her?
They did.
Yeah, and
They
did not
tried.
work.
No, because she stung back. She shoved them out of the nest, which is exactly what Julia Fox is calling out in this duet, where she doesn't add anything of substance, but she does repost this December 2021 video from Texas Bee Works, in which our bee queen tells us about how the female bees kick out the male bees since mating season is over, and the male bees don't do any work.
Mm-hmm.
They get shoved out into the cold to die.
Yep.
And Julia was basically like legend, queen.
Yeah, she's just pointing at this
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
and saying so much without saying anything at
And
all.
We just have to agree.
Points were made.
Points were made. You know, the way the bees do it makes a lot of sense.
Honestly, can we get them around here in this country?
We need more of them.
Yeah.
We actually do.
Drag them out by their ill-fitted suits. Kick them to the curb.
Uh,
I love Texas bee works.
Same. I love
hate
learning about the
bees,
bees. Oh.
but I feel like it's
Maybe it's destigmatizing bees for you.
yeah,
Yes.
it is.
That's
It's very
the goal.
satisfying in a weird way.
It has to help you be less scared of them when she's manhandling them with no gloves and no like equipment or
Mhm.
anything. It's like, oh, okay. I guess they're not that angry.
Yeah,
These bees were not interested in
I-
harming me.
killed
Oh no.
a lanternfly the other day.
Those little shits.
Mhm. Taylor Swift's out here ruining the planet. I'm saving it. One lanternfly at a time. It flew on me, and I was like, that's that thing from Instagram that they said to kill.
Yeah. So you stomped it.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, there's an invasive species that we've actually talked about last year.
Mm-hmm. They're back.
We just have to get them out of the
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. One landed on my friend last night while we were at dinner, too.
Oh, that's an omen.
Yeah.
That's definitely an omen.
Oh, also speaking of TikTok,
Uh?
Joanne's Trattoria is on TikTok.
No.
Yep.
What?
Did you see that I commented on it?
No, I did. I missed
Like, hey,
this.
we're Joanne's. I was like,
oh my God.
should I comment rats?
No.
Should we try to have a live show at Joanne's? They do
Yes.
have performances there.
I mean, literally, yes. Okay, I'm following right now. Welcome to our restaurant. Oh,
Home style Italian on the Upper West Side.
I've been there at least 3 times.
Yep.
Oh, they give you a little tour of walking in, and you see all the Pride merch and all the Gaga paraphernalia.
But yeah, they have little like live performers.
We should go. We should have a live show. We can pass around Chromatica crumb pies and Alice aioli and
1,000 sauces.
1,000 doves over spaghetti.
Yeah, that'll be our new residency. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, fuck.
Their chicken parm is actually really good. Not sponsored. We
Wish-
drag them enough that I can at least throw a compliment their way.
Yeah, I wish we were sponsored by Joanne's. Finally paid off by Joanne's Trattoria.
I would take it.
Oh, absolutely.
I would literally do anything for a free chicken parm.
Absolutely. Well, not anything.
Yeah, no, not anything. That's too broad. Well, anywho, we do have some new music to discuss before the main event
That's true. Some bits and bops.
from people who were brave enough to release this week.
I know.
I support it.
Well, we have to because nobody else has heard it.
So my first recommendation for this week is by an artist named Bad Tuner. I found him on TikTok just on my FYP, and I was like, oh, this is a bop, and like, this is cool. He's in Brooklyn. He's a producer, and he has a song out called Oxygen.
Oh my God, he's combating Taylor Swift.
Literally. And he has another one coming out soon too that he's been teasing. That sounds really good. But that's what I love about TikTok. It's like I find all these cool people.
Is it called Take a Bus?
Yeah. But
That's cool.
that was like a moment I had this week where I was
We
like,
love a local find.
honestly, I was like looking out and I'm like, wow, there's so many cool people out there. And, you know, you just see them
Yeah.
on TikTok and I'm like, there's got to be more to life, right?
Yeah, Stacy said so.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of life, possible song of the summer for me.
That's right.
The new John Summit track is out. What a life. I've had it on repeat.
What a bop.
Literally, what a bop.
Mm.
It's so good. There's an extended mix too for all the DJs.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I love that. Well, I think it's about time to talk about the person who returned that everyone was waiting for the past few years. Of course, we're talking about Haley Steinfeld.
She's an icon, but she's not somebody that you think about all the time.
Hawkeye actress. What else was she in?
I don't watch movies. Did
that's-
you watch Fire Island yet?
Yes, it's right after you watch Moulin Rouge.
Oh my God. I should have gagged you and I should have watched it this week.
I know. Eventually, we're just going to do it out of spite. Bumblebee was the other movie she was in. She's in a bunch of movies, though. Yes, Godly Stein Legend is back with a new single called Coast with Anderson .Paak, and It's a bop. It's a nice summery drive by the ocean vibe.
Oh,
that's
the concept
only
for coast is basically it's about the
drive
coast
by the coast, and it's something that only the queen of performing at the 2017 Indonesian Awards could do,
which is difficult to get. Not everyone
Not
gets
has that. She got like a career trajectory medley of like 5 songs over 20 minutes at that award show. I did a tweet about it once. Surely you all remember it. It was the most surreal thing I've ever seen. She basically got like a Lifetime Achievement Award. The Love Myself queen herself. So I do love an actress who chucks out a single every few years. Just a casual slay.
Her song with Alesso,
Yep.
Let Me Go, is a fucking bop.
Oh, yeah.
So we can't shade too much.
No. She never falters.
And so this new one is her first one since then?
2 years. In 2 years.
Oh, okay, wait, I'm seeing now.
She just comes and goes every now and then, busy making Marvel movies, TV shows, as you do. Not a bad life,
I love
say.
the cover. It's a vibe.
It's very much a vibe. It's a summer vibe. It's a vibe. I can't stand when people take like a picture of the sunset and they caption on Instagram, sunset vibes. What is that?
Literally me on TikTok like 3 days ago. I was like, sunset vibes?
It's not the vibes. It's literally the sunset. Did you post sunset vibes?
Yes, I did.
That doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's not the vibe of sunset. It's literally
I added an emotional caption to it. It says, oh, this is so embarrassing. I'm sweating. Before the sun sets, I want to remind you. So stupid. Before the sun sets, I want to remind you that you're going to be okay. Tomorrow is a new day, a chance to start over. You got this. Hashtag sunset, hashtag golden hour vibes. It flopped, but
not in my heart.
Look at that. It was so cool.
No, the sunsets lately have been slaying.
Yeah.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Well, that's a vibe if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I'm being too harsh on the vibes.
There's vibe, and
yeah, the concept is basically it's a vibe. Well, we love when a pop star releases music. We love when a pop star has a song called "To Die For" that gets officially released. Unfortunately, this week it is not Goddessin Slay, who remains keeping that locked up in her basement. But we do have Swedish Queen herself, Tuvalu, Tovlo, Tove Lo, Tuve Lu. Did I get them all?
Tavlo. My random
right. You added that one.
Yeah.
Is back after freeing the nip at Lollapalooza, which she's actually done in her live show all the time. But the tit for Disco Tits out.
Disco Tits is so good.
We love to see it. Yes, her song "To Die For."
Bop. Bop, 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 bop.
Rent was due. She fucking snapped on this one.
Rent was
What's the tweet?
due. Yeah. It was like
mad as hell. Rent was due.
Mad as hell.
She fucking snapped with this track. Holy shit.
She did. It is a sample, her first sample, fun fact, of Hot Butter's iconic 1972 single Popcorn, which is the fun little ditty that you hear when the chorus finally hits. And she said, with "To Die For," I wanted instantly iconic energy. I never sampled anything before, and this feels like the perfect first moment. And I have to agree. This is a bop. It follows bops on top of bops that she's been doing. How Long, No One Dies From Love.
Pressure.
Mm-hmm. She's got an album coming called Dirt Femme later this year. And honestly, she's 3 for 3, 4 for 4 at this point. Album of the year contender for sure. Swedish Queen, Queen of the Clouds. But she's never really faltered anyway, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, get into "To Die For." It's basically about meeting someone that you would die for. That's the concept.
Can't relate.
Yeah, my favorite part of this song actually is the first lyric of "To Die For," because it sounds like very relatable, and then it's not. She sings, "You don't look like in your photo." And then she says, "You're prettier than that."
Oh,
I was like, oh, never mind. Because it sounds like a Grinder hookup. And then you're like, oh, no, it never goes that way, does it? "You don't look like in your photo" is a great way to start off a song, though.
Has anyone ever said that to you before?
Yes.
Same.
But in a positive way.
Oh.
Oh, you're...
Oh. It happened once.
I just get told I never smile. And they're like, oh, you should
What's there to smile about?
What's there to smile about?
Yeah.
Especially in the past 2.5 years. I'll smile when there's a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get told that all the time.
Oh.
It's
Paid
very...
off, doesn't smile.
Paid off, doesn't smile. It's the same energy as guys telling girls to smile too. It's like, I don't... Like, shut up. Yeah, I know my parents paid for braces, but I don't like I don't like a tooth smile from me. For me, I don't... When I'm laughing along with something, sure. Like, haha, funny. But I rarely do a smile photo.
Ha, laugh, funny.
This got off on a tangent.
To me, it's funny.
To me, it's funny. But yeah, this song is about, showing up to the date and all of a sudden they're hotter than you thought. And she sings, "Now I kind of wish that you said so. Would have put in more effort." It's like, yeah, you never know.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is. This album's going to be fantastic. Thank you, Tuvalu, for your service.
I also love
What has
her
serving...
on TikTok as well.
Oh, yeah. How has serving impacted you? I don't know. Ask her. Well, speaking of serves, I think it's about time we discuss the serve of the week.
Yes. The
Serve
Renaissance of the year.
Yes.
And she also gets our award for a little segment that we like to call High Fashion. So editorial.
Guys, this is awesome.
This is a billboard.
This is super high fashion.
Oh my God, that's so high fashion.
So high fashion.
So these photos dropped first.
They did drop first.
Slay!
A lot of photos too.
Oh, here come the police.
Uh-oh. Really? Is there a siren? Oh my God.
There's a siren.
It's Tree Pain.
Yeah.
You want to defame her again?
Would not be surprised. Yes, the photos dropped first. Yes, so we got photos shot by Mason Poole and Genevieve Tate and Carlin Jacobs. So those were the photographers of the Renaissance era. And of course, we have the iconic disco horse that we've seen as the album cover, including the 4 poses.
Or the one
Beyonce acting normal.
Saudi
the real
Arabia,
Beyonce.
where they photoshopped her out completely. It's just a horse.
Just the disco horse in Saudi Arabia, which is also kind of legendary in its own right.
It's still a sleigh.
It is still a sleigh. It's a neigh also. I've come to realize I love a girl and a horse. I might be a horse girl.
Yeah.
Candies for Kohl's.
Oh, candies for Kohl's.
Throw a horse into the production and I'm sold. Radar, Addison Rae posing with that horse.
What was the one with Madonna?
Well, she's been on horses all the time, but the Confessions tour imagery.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
So
Equestrian.
The one that flung her off, that wasn't so cute.
Oh.
He was like, I don't even like hung up.
The Simple Life with Paris.
Oh,
when she
yeah.
fell off. And she's
Yeah.
like, I went too fast.
Yeah. Yes, but these photos are pretty next level. My personal favorite actually is there's a black and white one of her on the bar with the horse next to her that I love. I also love the floating in church one.
The floating in church one, I think, is my favorite.
That one is very next level, from another world, alien superstar, if you will. There's one of her with like a mirror wall background of her sitting down that reminds me a lot of the bar that we used to go to.
Barracuda?
No.
Monster?
The Chinese restaurant one.
Oh, China Chalet.
China Chalet.
Heaven on Earth.
Kind of gives me some of those vibes a little bit.
Oh, wow. That was an era.
That was an era. Then we have the other poses with the horse. The one of her sitting back with the cowboy hat is phenomenal. That's on the inside of the vinyl, I believe. These are art. Yeah, the one of her with the disco wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. My actual favorite one is her sitting in front of the disco ball with the tit out, throwing up the hand in the air.
Ooh, that one might be my favorite too.
Yeah, that really was the moment. And her laying down with the tit out.
Yeah, it's like a relaxed sleigh.
tit. Yes. Very, just all the disco diva vibes lived for
Opulence.
that photo shoot. She owns everything.
Glamour.
Glam.
Beyonce.
Thank you. Yeah, which leads
Half
us...
up, half down. I find myself quoting that Christina Aguilera Vogue video all the time.
Which is truly the most niche reference to date. Like, what do you mean you haven't seen the Christina Aguilera Get Ready With Me Vogue France?
Vogue France. I should just play the whole video right now and make everyone listen to it.
You should. It's full of gems.
It's so good.
It's really good.
What would you say? Half up, half down almost in a way?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a glam girl for a long time now.
I don't know. Like, what would you say? Like, half up, half down in Cannes?
Glamour. But yes, we are gathered here today to discuss Renaissance, which dropped on Friday, July 29th. Might have come a little bit early, thanks to Europe. Nice job, everyone in Europe. It was put out onto shelves early in places like the Netherlands and France. So we will see your ass where they end up in court.
Why don't they send those people to jail?
Again, take Shakira's place. But yeah, Renaissance is now available to be streamed everywhere.
It is.
Sans visuals for now.
Which I actually kind of don't hate.
I don't hate it either because the album is so overwhelming that I couldn't actually then get into piecing apart all of the visuals. If it was going to be a visual album, it was just too much.
Yeah, too much overload.
Too much. It's too much. Parkwood Entertainment put out a statement about that, actually. They, in the press release, said that it was a purposeful decision, that the opportunity to be limitless in their expansive listening journey was what they wanted to provide the fans, and that visuals are coming for a later date.
I'm sure it was also probably a logistical nightmare to try and put together 16 videos.
Yeah. And she was seen filming as recently as the past week in Harlem.
In the green.
In the green, fully green outfit.
And do we think that is actually her?
Oh, well, I guess we don't know for sure.
I think it is.
I think it is, though.
Because it also got taken down for copyright.
And I may or may not know somebody who was on the set.
What?
Insider exclusive paid off tea.
Oh my God, this is insider tea. I didn't even know
may
this.
or may not know somebody who worked on the film set and confirmed that it was her filming in Harlem. So I don't know any other details about like what. I didn't ask because I felt like I didn't want to put them on the spot. But
yeah,
it's somebody who works in music videos.
Surprise.
Yeah. It's somebody who works in music videos who worked on that.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, it's coming.
It's a sleigh.
Yes, it is. And so is the album, which you live reacted to. For
I did.
Anyone on Patreon?
If you are over on Patreon,
yep.
Legends and Icons, you can watch. It is literally just an hour and 13-minute long video. I just hit start. I did not stop. I listened to the entire thing. I was high as fuck.
The way God intended to digest this album.
Yeah. I was so high, and I just remember the
sounds.
audio felt like when she's growling, you know, when she does like the
yep.
Like it sounded like Beyonce was there. And like you see my reaction, I'm like literally shaking, actually shaking. And then as the edible hits, like I just basically melted into my chair and I had fun. So you can check that out. I'm not watching it back, but you can all let me know what happens.
I think the girls liked it. There was a lot of praise for it.
I
think that's the perfect way to have a first listen of this album.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up I told everyone I wasn't going to do a review and then did a review, which is kind of my usual way of doing things. I get so overwhelmed and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's too much pressure. I don't want to do, and then I write it and then it's like, okay, well, that's my style.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I talked about to kick it off was something that always stayed with me was B-Day's Get Me Bodied extended mix. And I just remembered reading blogs specifically from like gay black men who called out, you know, when she's doing all of the dance instructions at the end in the breakdown. And one of the instructions is snap for the kids. And I just thought it was another, snap. Like I thought it was like her Simon Says, Beyonce Says move to do. And then I read that was actually a queer coded, not like the kids. It meant for the gay fans. And I remember just filing it in my index. And I don't know if you do this, of like pop stars who like me, like pop stars who are okay with gay.
Oh,
so I'm
of
like,
course.
oh, okay. So Beyonce is cool with it. Good. So, because I was only 16 or 17 then. And I just remembered being moved by that because that was before the wave of self-empowerment pop, queer
firework,
baiting and or pandering or whatever.
Oh,
well, some more than others. But
Kelly Rowland is the true gay icon.
Well, yes, that's true.
Legend. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Listening.
But yeah, so I remembered from that moment on just thinking about her relationship to gay culture and just like having that in the back of my mind. And it's funny because I just feel like this album is really an hour-long version of that breakdown, just much more explicit, gay, in your face, sexual, making all the references. Yeah, essentially a love letter to the queer community, to the gay Black pioneers who have largely paved the way for
invented house music.
Yes,
literally,
and also ball culture, which is heavily referenced throughout the album, and specifically her late uncle Johnny, who was referenced in her 2019 GLAAD speech when she got the Vanguard Award with Jay-Z. I don't know if you watched it. It's very genuinely emotional. She starts to bring up Johnny and gets like kind of choked up. She called him the most fabulous gay man she's ever known and said that he essentially like raised her with her mom and that raised her and Solange, and she, got her fabulosity from him and what have you. And then Miss Tina Knowles Lawson also wrote a note when the album dropped that she was really touched by the dedication because he made her prom dress and influenced their style and uniqueness. And she wrote, "He's smiling from heaven at Bay right now saying you did that Miss thing." And Beyonce wrote, "He was my godmother and the first person to expose me to a lot of the music and culture that serves as inspiration for this album." It's actually, we don't like to call albums personal because sometimes that can be dicey. But in this case, it's actually a deeply personal album.
Yeah.
It's the sights and sounds that have inspired her for a long time when she was growing up, really concentrated into this hour-long, sweaty, live DJ-esque set inspired by ball culture, queer innovators, Black musicians, and it was kind of what we hoped for. I remember we were making predictions. It was like, what if it was a nod to the innovators? And it is, but it's also very much made in a Beyonce album way, where she's using the tools, the sounds, but still sounds like a Beyonce album. It still sounds very fresh and innovative. It's got her tried and true collaborators like The Dream, Tricky Stewart from Single Ladies. And then it's got a whole bunch of modern producers that are new to her universe, like A.G. Cook from PC Music, Blood Pop, who worked with Gaga, Honey Dijon, trans DJ and producer, and then a billion samples. And then what the girls maybe didn't know because they, aren't so familiar with liner notes and credits and samples, and maybe what Diane Warren should already know is when you sample a song, it gets credit in the liner notes. So when you say, why are there 24 people on this song? It's not that 24 people literally wrote the song. You've got songs that have samples in those songs too. If there's dialogue in the song that is sampled, like all of those people get credited as writers on it if they're doing it fairly. That's why there's so many names included. And I personally think it's a good thing because I think Beyonce's in such a position of power, which is a double-edged sword, means she gets more heavily criticized than most, where she's allowed a lot of people to come up to this platform with her that probably never got the flowers that they deserve. So I feel like she's allowed a lot of people to come with her on this journey by doing that. There's so many names on this album. And it's like, yeah, it's not just with one producer. She's included so many different people who get credits on this album. And I think that's really fucking cool, in my opinion. Yeah, I have a million thoughts about the album. I think it's also one of the first albums I've listened to in a very long time where I just hit play and I go the whole way through and I'm satisfied with that. There are different songs that I like at different times, but it's best served like start to finish.
Yeah, just press play on it.
Because I think one of the first things that jumped out at me that I was tweeting about was the sequencing, which is when you the order of the tracks and the intros and outros and fade-ins and fade-outs. And she made it like a DJ set. It's flawlessly done. The BPM speeds up and it leads you into the next track. The way that the I Feel Love came in for Summer Renaissance, like all of that. It's just so well done, and it keeps it interesting. Not to mention the songs themselves sound like 6 songs in one. Alien Superstar, Pure Honey. They're such complex productions that it already sounds like it's a mix.
Yeah, it's so rich.
It's so rich, so dense. My personal favorite that I think will probably like stand out above everything is Virgo's Groove.
That is my favorite track, I think.
It's just heavenly. It reminds me of, towards the end, it reminds me of Destiny's Child. The harmonies, the melodies, gets me very emotional. But it's just such a good groove.
It gave me
groove.
chills.
Yeah.
I was like recording my review, and in the beginning, when that first beat hits, I just like quivered. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting chills.
Yes. It really is that song, I think. And, you know, sometimes we want to blow up the basement, but in this case, Pitchfork also named that Best New Track and then gave it a 9 on the album review. And it was a excellent album review, and rightfully so. So she's getting that critical acclaim. To me, it's like a nerd's dream, this album, because it's a scavenger hunt of samples, interpolations, references. And if you dig into the liner notes, you'll see all of these names, just Donna Summer, Tina Marie, Clark Sisters, Right Said Fred, Moi Renee. Like, it goes through so many different references. And for a nerd, it's just heaven. But you don't need to be. You can just listen through, and it's a fun time too.
Yeah. I feel like I'm learning something new about the album every single day.
Definitely.
About like samples and yeah.
For sure. And of course, she had one of my all-time icons, Grace Jones, on Move. She's giving you royal icon, Move Out the Way, Queen Come Through. Very Hurricane, Corporate Cannibal, kind of damning vibes. Very happy to see her included. It was very surreal to hear Beyonce just be like, Grace Jones in the background. Just wild.
It really is one of those albums. We always joke about Stan Twitter, how they'll be like, well, if you listen with headphones, it sounds better.
Yeah.
You have to listen with headphones.
Yeah.
It is like, I don't know, it was the edible or it was not the edible. It like swirls around you. Like the vocals are just like left to right and they're deep, and it's just so.
I'm just noticing like stans are taking clips of like Heated, Plastic Off the Sofa, and they're putting it to like Mariah dancing, like funny things, whatever. They're like, oh my God, this song goes off. But in the 20 seconds of the clip, I'm noticing new things. It's constantly like, that is so complex. Like that riff, that sound.
Yeah. And I'm not listening on like the Atmos thing.
No, it's so dense. There's so much packed into this album. And I just think we love a bop album, a meaningless like ringtone pop. We love that. Addison Rae all day. But at the same time, I also love a really ambitious, artistic, layered project that makes me think about music and references and feels very much like nothing I've ever heard before. Because as much as it sounds like a million things I've heard before, altogether, it's like, that's a very unique,
entirely new
project.
Yeah.
So I love it for that reason. I think it makes me think about music, the pioneers who got us here. And it also is just so respectful of those who've come before. It feels it's not like just like appropriating sounds of the past. It feels like it's a true loving homage to something she literally did grow up hearing, especially, of course, for Uncle Johnny's influence and who she references explicitly at one point. Uncle Johnny made my dress. Like, you can feel that there's a real pride in her. Also, the fact that she at one point calls out the Progress Pride flag Did you see that part?
Oh yeah.
She calls out all the colors of the Progress Pride flag, and it's a lot of queer joy, empowerment, and to include T.S. Madison.
Oh my God.
Yep. A legend. And Honey Dijon. Like, there's a lot of, I think,
T.S.
trans
Madison's
specifically
a fucking legend.
Mm-hmm. There's just so many. Even, Alien Superstar also includes this track, Unique Danube Dance, which is the late, great Peter Rauhofer.
Unique?
Yes. He's like circuit legend. He did, ironically, the same week this came out, the Impressive Instant remix for Madonna's Finally Enough Love. There are so many Rauhofer remixes that we stan, like really circuity productions. And it's just like, wow, she's really got the queer landscape covered in such a expert way, in my opinion.
Alien Superstar.
Ooh, she's that girl.
Fucking bop.
I love that one because the beginning reminds me so much of Vanity Six.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
Me going to Duncan.
And it's just rich. Like, there's a clip of Barbara Ann Teer's Black Theater speech in there. Like, it just every few seconds, there's just another sight and sound. And that's why I'm actually grateful there's no visual, because it's like,
same.
You would probably miss all of those things watching, her inevitably, I don't know, dance on dance floor or whatever it's going to be. Like, you'd be distracted by everything. But, and then, I mean, Pure Honey, just to go in with like referencing 90s bitch tracks like Cunty and Miss Honey, that's the most like F word track for sure. That one kills me. And yeah, I think it's funny also because, and you think about the trajectory of thematically where she's at, it was like Beyonce, self-titled, changed the game as a visual album, explored her relationship, sexuality, and then Lemonade was a whole narrative about infidelity, injustice, racial injustice. And then The Lion King, The Gift was an homage to Africa, a lot of African creators involved in that project. And this album for me is very much girls' night out with the gays.
Yep.
Like,
she's feeling herself. She's
feeling
sexy.
Yes. It's very locked up in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which a lot of our favorite albums took that direction of like, I just want to go out and I want to remember the good times. And that's why it's nostalgic, is like, yeah, a lot of girls did dabble in disco, 80s, nostalgia for a time that feels good. And she did too. But the way that she's done it is...
The photo where she's laying down with the one tit out is honestly so visually descriptive of this album.
Uh-huh.
It's like the vocals and all of it's like very ethereal and like comforting, but it's like my tits out and I'm feeling myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, there are some lyrics on here that shock me. I would say it's her most horny and sexual album.
Horny.
Yeah. Horny. Like Pussy Pink and I Want to Sit on It. Like, there's a lot on here where I'm like, oh fuck. She's taking it. Literally. Church Girl.
Getting bigger.
I mean, thick. Hello. Power Bottom Anthem.
I had an edibles like crack up to that because it sounded like she was in my ear saying it.
Ass.
Ass. Yeah.
And of course, I Feel Love closes it all out, but like a house interpretation of it.
I also love All Up in Your Mind too.
Me too. That one is very cool. That production.
It's like weird.
Yeah, that's the A.G. Cook and Blood Pop.
Oh.
And that makes a lot of sense in my mind. That PC music would be behind that track because that's
okay,
like,
that adds up.
Yeah.
I admittedly did not really look at everything as I was listening. I just kind of like pressed play, but
yeah, no,
that adds up.
Yeah. That one reminds me a lot of Yeezus, actually, and Kanye's more like urgent, menacing synths. It's very cool. Yeah, there's so much on this album, though. It's rich. It is rich, rich, rich.
Cozy is so good.
Oh,
Church Girl is so good.
Cuff It with the legendary Nile Rodgers and Sheila E. on percussion. Like, every time, like, if you reference any song, you could start rattling off like all these names.
Yeah, every song is a 2-hour deep dive.
It could be. Like, it could be a documentary about the album, and each song has its own chapter for sure. It reminds you that an album can be an artistic endeavor. It doesn't have to be singles slapped together. It can be like a really body of work. And she consistently does that and raises the bar, doing so flawlessly. I don't know. Like, obviously, we have our bop albums, but then we have albums that make you think, and this one makes me think. And dance, obviously.
And feel things.
For sure. I also think the way that Big Frida comes in on Break My Soul in context with the album turns it into... A lot of people tweeted, like, no, this has to be produced differently, right? Like, because the life that Break My Soul has in the context of the album, it just, like, goes off in a way that you're sort of like in the middle of the party hearing it standalone, and then when after Energy, it's like, oh, that really explodes so smartly. Yeah, and then it goes without saying, but vocally, like, crazy. Like,
oh, all over the place, but in a good way. Like,
yeah,
it's like ethereal, the reverb. It's just, she sounds fantastic, but also so different.
Yeah,
in certain
I love
elements.
that she lets herself be really unhinged in moments, and also let it... Like, All Up in Your Mind feels like they really play with her voice there.
Yeah, in a way that they never have before.
And then obviously more like a Virgo's groove. She'll just do her crazy runs. And then we always take for granted the fact that her layered background vocals are insane. Like how many takes she does.
The stems for these.
Probably just like hundreds of layers. I can only imagine. But
you could literally strip out some of those background vocals and it would be a gorgeous ambient.
Oh, yeah.
Album
for sure.
There's an idea for you, Parkwood.
Yes.
Beyoncé, the ambient album, just featuring all these reverbs, BGVs.
But yeah, I just feel like this album makes a lot of sense. Obviously there's going to be critiques of like, oh, pandering to gays and things like that. But for me, this feels like the fully realized version of her experience from Uncle Johnny onward, and to me, it makes a lot of sense following like Get Me Bodied, Diva, and the whole Sasha Fierce era where she basically had like a drag queen persona.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it makes a lot of sense. It doesn't feel like it's coming out of left field. So I really enjoyed the album, to say the least. And yeah, she ended the acknowledgement saying, "Thank you to all of the pioneers who originate culture, to all of the fallen angels whose contributions have gone unrecognized for far too long. This is a celebration for you." I just think it's great, to say the least.
She really did that.
She truly did that. And we're only on Act 1, which is the crazier part.
I know.
Nova Wave, which is the duo that worked on a lot of these tracks, teased that Act 2 should be coming soon, guessing by the end of the year. And the Variety article suggested that there would be country influence. But I don't know if it's still going to be like dance, country western dance or something.
Yeah.
I have no idea. We're manifesting that Act 3 is a Destiny's Child reunion, though.
I could see it happening.
I just want to put that into the universe because obviously that would be the renaissance of the girl group, would be ideal.
Speaking of Destiny's Child, did you see that Logo posted on their TikTok the video of Michelle Williams introducing Gaga at the New Now Next Awards for her first TV performance?
I forgot it was Michelle who did that. I remember tuning in live for that.
Just when you thought the show was over, think again, boys and girls. That's right. The New Now Next Awards are not over until the Gaga lady sings.
That performance did shake me up because you felt like she was on the brink of a major moment. Yes, and sadly no Telephone Part 2 on this album. I know that stands from 2011. We're hoping, but don't think that's in the cards.
I don't think it's ever coming.
No, I'm at peace with that for sure. I also think that it lives in its own universe, and we got Video Phone with that too. It's like we're good.
Oh yeah, Video Phone.
Yeah.
Well.
All in all, I think it's my favorite. Well, I gotta let it marinate. I gotta think of it in the context of, I'm a 4 stan. 4 is my favorite album, but I have to think about all of them in the context of all the albums. But definitely it's up there. It's in the Trinity somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
So
Self-titled too.
Self-titled really is. She really did that one. It's currently her highest reviewed on Metacritic, her most acclaimed to date. I'm super curious to see how the general public takes to it. I already know that a lot of people have quietly come to me and been like, I don't think this is for me. Like straight people. And I'm like, okay.
Like, okay, sweetie.
Yeah.
Virgo's Groove is, how can you not?
Exactly.
It's science. It's
it.
just.
There's a lot where it's like, okay, but even if you can't, handle the gayest parts of the album, like.
Not even that, but like music, it's just like human nature. It's like, it makes you dance. And if you don't have that in you, then you're weird.
I hate to break it to them. This is
like, you don't have to be a Beyonce fan to be like, okay, this is a vibe.
It's an album for pretty people. So if you don't get it, I hate to tell you.
You're ugly.
No, but I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to see how it
gets remade into cupcake remixes on TikTok.
That for sure. I'm excited to see the visuals. And she did have a party over the weekend. There was a Renaissance party in London that we have not seen anything from, very curiously. So I'm wondering if it's going to be included in a visual or if she's just NDA'd that to release like a video from it eventually. But we'll see.
They also hired this artist that I follow for the lyric videos, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also did branding. Right? I think so.
Yeah.
He also worked on Drag Race too. So I saw that in my feed and I was like, I love that.
I love that too. I mean, honestly, I feel like Beyonce albums increasingly are like small armies of collaborators and artists. She creates, there's a tweet that went around that's
a hive.
Beyonce creates universes with her albums. They're not just quick singles. And that's what I like about it. Some people use it as a criticism, but I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very cool thing that she has so many people involved to create these really dense.
And it's such a nice
projects.
contrast to everything else.
Right. I don't know. I'm very pleased. I found it super overwhelming in a good way. And I'm excited to like let it live and marinate on it for a while. Shake the stress of like the first release weekend out and feeling like I have to have an opinion on it and now I can enjoy it. I think the girls have been enjoying it. I've seen the discourse on the Discord.
Alien Superstar.
Well, while we take in the sounds of Renaissance, there was
Stream Virgo's Groove.
There was a tease, late breaking news, really, in the past few hours.
I have not seen this yet.
Miss Carly Rae Jepsen evidently dug Disco Sweat out of the backyard because she just posted a 30-second teaser suggesting that she is coming back and it features the moon and the moon turns into a disco ball.
Carly's Renaissance era incoming. Shaking.
Carly Nay.
Emotion at the disco.
Oh.
Ooh, wow.
I mean, there already was at the disco, but now it is even more. Yeah. We're excited for Miss Carly Rae Jepsen to blow her western winds onto the dance floor.
Oh, Western Winds.
Western Winds.
She's cute.
She's a cute girl. And no, I have not yet listened to the Maggie Rogers album. I know I'm already going to get a lot of DMs about that because people have asked me what I think about it. It was one album at a time, and I couldn't digest more things. I will listen.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
We're in content overload.
Absolutely in content overload.
Mm-hmm.
Because with what I do especially, I have to then think about 500 things both for work and myself that I want to do with it and write about it, and it just gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, that was quite an action-packed week, to be honest.
Yeah.
All of our faves are in jail except Beyonce. Shakira, Katy, and Taylor in a jail cell sharing pizza and telling Taylor's just got like her flight helmet on still. Oh, we love it. We should go back into the folklore forest to get Britney's book. We should go in there.
Honestly,
chop it
down.
August.
Taylor's backyard.
Yeah. Taylor's version. Britney's book, Taylor's version. Oh, well, we hope that everybody's having a fine start to your August. New
Rabbit.
New month, Rabbit. Doesn't have a home because Taylor's contributing to climate crisis.
The forest. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, but yeah, everybody. And by the way, if you want to help support us, you can give us a 5-star rating on.
Oh yeah, we never tell people to do that.
No, yeah, on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. A quick 5-star goes a long way.
It does. It helps us out.
It helps us get our most acclaimed album on Metacritic as well. So if you, like Renaissance, would like this to become our most critically acclaimed work to date,
yeah,
give us that 5-star. That would really mean a lot to us. So thank you to everybody who's done that.
Yes, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me on
Legends
Twitter
_pod.
Confronting Diane Warren. Yes, you can find us at Legends _pod.
Yeah, we'll post all the shit that we talk about. So
Yeah.
you're like, what was that?
Yeah, we're getting better at that.
Yeah.
And of course, you can check us out on Discord and chat with the girls, the fellow Legends Only fans on there.
Oh, and you can go to legendsonlypodcast.com now. It has all shortcuts.
That's right. Somebody
everything.
did some housekeeping, and now we've got a handy dandy homepage.
You can click right to the playlist on Spotify, right to the playlist on Apple Music, right to the podcast page, merch. Yeah.
Exactly.
We need new merch. Send ideas.
Yeah, send ideas for quotes and illustrations that you may want to see.
Joanne Trattoria rat.
I was just going to say it's probably going to be a rat with pizza in its mouth.
Oh.
Running away from a burning forest.
A rat holding Chromatica. Ratmatica. Anywho, yes, everyone. Well, that's all for this week.
Thank you for joining us.
And until next time.